Good morning. This is May the 11th, Sunday, 2025. We are in BBIS second semester compulsory English class, where last week we started the essay Adapting to a New Culture, written by Young Yun Kim. And if you remember last day, that is last Thursday, I had assigned you a homework. I said, buy a spiral diary like this with cardboard-like thick pages. And then I said, read the 47 paragraphs very carefully and then extract the main idea of each paragraph and then copy down that main idea into your diary and dedicate one page for one paragraph. Because the diary I bought had only 35 pages, I used both sides to number, to say pages. Now I want to know if you have done the work. Here is my work, you can see I have done. Where is your work? Your work. What's your name?
Ansu.
Ansu has done. Your work? Only up to paragraph 11 out of 47 paragraphs. Have you done? Absent. What's your name? Yusuf Ali. Have you done?
No, sir, but I have done the summary.
Why you could not do?
Sir, I misunderstood the assignment first place and
Okay.
I have just done all of this.
Okay. What's your name?
Saurav.
Saurav. You begin with paragraph 14.
Yes, sir.
Where are 1 to 13?
So you told to start from paragraph 14, I guess.
Did I say to start from paragraph 14?
Yes, sir.
You got confused? No. I might have meant in the class we may have done up to 14 in the class. And I expected you to do along with me in the class. So I supposed you have done up to 14 in class. Then at home I should follow from 15. But I meant the whole essay from 1 to 47. You could do up to 19, 14 to 19. You did 5 paragraphs only, right? Can I see yours? Where did you get this diary? Wonderful diary. Where did you buy it? How much did you? 40 rupees? 90? They took too much. You should bargain. It shouldn't cost more than 40. It used to come in 20. You should bargain. Number the paragraphs. Number the paragraphs. If you do not number, then you turn this page, you don't know which paragraph this is. So I don't know up to which paragraph you have done because you haven't numbered. What's your name? Sylvia has done. Have you done? Bintuna, right? Okay. Up to which paragraph have you done? You didn't number the paragraphs? You should number. Otherwise you would not know. Nobody would know which paragraph you have done. Such a evidence assignment?
So I got confused with the main idea, so instead of just online, I have like every paragraph.
That's a very clever idea, because the soft copy I mailed you has already highlighted, so you can use that highlight, my highlight. You don't have to read.
Our own, except instead of your writing, I just any other ideas that I found.
For example, in my soft copy, I have already highlighted this thing.
Soft
So
copy.
you saw the soft copy and highlighted.
No, this is copied from the soft copy.
Okay.
So instead of you writing, I will whatever interesting or extra.
Miss Saha, what's your first name?
Apsana.
Apsana Saha. Up to 13 only, right? He begins from 14. You do up to 13. Why this is so? He says you are told to begin from 14. If that was the case, you have done only up to 13. What was the case? Apsana, why you didn't do all 47 paragraphs? That is too much? Life is full of challenges. Your parents will support you only for some time. A point will come when nobody will support, and you will have to stand on your own legs. That's why I say work hard, and do not cheat a teacher. Do not skip the assignment. Work hard. Today, my life is happy. My family is happy because when I was a student, I did work hard. I didn't cheat my teachers. Okay. Only up to 7. Why only up to 7?
Sir, I was busy yesterday.
You were busy.
Yes, sir.
I too was busy. My uncle's Chaurasi Puja is today and tomorrow. Yesterday I was called to help at their home. I went. Whole day I was working there. I came home around 8 o'clock. And from 8 to 11:30, 3.5 hours, I made the notes. This morning, I woke up at 3. And the first thing I remembered is assignment. Because I remembered, if I don't do, they will keep me out. I told you in the class, Malabai Rahna. I woke up at 3 and sat down to the assignment. I too was busy, but I had commitment. I skipped my sleep to do the assignment because I gave my day to somebody. Success comes with commitment, not with excuses. Have you done? If you are absent, you should, good students, if you are absent, you contact other people in the class and inquire. I was absent today. Could you tell what happened in this class? In assignments, and you do it. Fiona, this is called journalist spiral notebook. Patrakars make sketchy notes when they see something and then develop news. Number the paragraphs. You seem to have done a lot, right? Up to which paragraph you remember? Up to which paragraph? Up to which paragraph?
Well, no, I have done but I have not done middle, which is going to
Okay. You seem to be around paragraph 25, 30. Have you done? Miss Subedi. What's your first name? Pranisa. What does Pranisa mean? Nisa means night. And pra in Sanskrit means beyond the night. So Pranisa, something beyond the night. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. Only up to 10. Why you could not do it further? Was it too much? Because I gave on Thursday, you had Friday, you had Saturday, you had 2 days. Right? Can I collect all the works? I want to keep it on the camera so that even my audience sees what you have done. I'll collect these kind of things, right? Can I collect your work? If you have done like this, can I get the copy? That's nice. There is much work. Oh, have you done? Have you done? Then you fell asleep. You did up to 5, 6, and then you fell asleep. What happened?
15.
15. I'm curious to know, what's your first name? Manogya. No offense, no accusation. I simply want to know honestly as a teacher, what problem did you face so that you could not complete?
I was sick.
You were sick. Okay. Have you done?
I was absent.
But you seem to have a diary. It's your diary?
No, I would have bought it
Why did you buy it?
to do this.
To this one. Who told you about this thing? They told you? When did they tell you?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? Saturday? They made a call or you made a call to them?
No text.
They texted. You could also have done that. She was absent. She knows what's going on. Good. At least happy to know that you are serious. Right? Good idea. Hope you will do and show it to me. So let me just put on the camera because I'm glad that I'm happy many of you have done the assignment and I simply want to share them on the camera. So you bought these diaries. I'm glad, though many of you have not completed, but I'm happy that you have done whatever you have done. It gives me immense satisfaction to see that some of you are quite sincere. Not why some, many of you are quite sincere and you follow the teacher's instruction. There is no doubt that those of you who are doing what I'm saying, after 5 years, be in my touch, you will thank me. Right now you will be angry, I know. But when you leave this college and when you go further study abroad, elsewhere, then you will write me an email. People keep writing me email and they thank me. Divakasa, 2017, I was in your class and they write this story. Right? Okay. It is so handy. When you do not have PowerPoint like this, technology, you just hold this in your hand, one hand, and just write a point, face the audience, and do it. I learned this technique from my teacher, Avi Subedi. He taught me in one class in 2006. And he introduced a new subject, and he would come to class with this kind of diary. His was like this one, this line. And he had one page, one point. He will open a page, write the point, and explain to us. And I observed very carefully, and I learned from him. So if I learn from my teacher, why can't you learn from your teacher? That's why we say teachers are role models. Okay, good. Whose is this one? 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 This diary? If I did not collect the copies of some of you, do not think I do not respect the work you have done. I simply didn't collect because it was a bigger size. Look, these works you're doing, save them as a memoir for life and come back to this diary after 50 years. For example, just a second, I'll start my class. And before I start my class, I want to show you something. How memories are created in life. Just a minute. I want to show you how memories are created in life. This is my class 3 mark sheet. I passed class 3 in 1976, 49 years before. And look, I have my memory. I preserve it. This class 3 mark sheet is more valuable for me than my MPhil degree. So you cherish these diaries and come back to them 50 years and remember how you studied in college, right? That's how we carry memories in life. Let's start the lesson. Okay, open your copy and pen, and let's do one thing. I'll sit and talk to you. Let's survey the essay. So when you survey any geographical location, how do you survey? You have legends and milestones. You have map. In the map, if this is the map, down here you have legends, symbols that stand for something, and milestones. So let's survey. So as we survey this essay, open a new copy, new page, and then our purpose is to have a quick look on the essay and survey the essay. When you survey something, you do not pay attention to detail. Did I drop something? I heard a sound. By the way, this is my diary, right? I paid 150 rupees. I bargained and she discounted just 10 rupees. But she cheated me because these pens do not work. They are dry, the ink is dry. So she took my 50 rupees, right? But this one is good. So now in your new page, copy this heading. Quickly, copy this heading. Quickly, on a new page, copy this heading, write the author's name, and in every essay, if you are aware, the research essays we're reading, you will see that the opening paragraphs have no heading. They have no heading, but they have a function. What do the opening paragraphs do? For example, here, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Paragraph 1 and 2, 1 and 2. 3, we have a heading. So they have no heading. But when there is no heading, the paragraph is a function. A paragraph has two things. Two things. Content, C-O-N-T-N-T, or what does it say? What does it say? Second, a paragraph has a function. Every written paragraph has a function. That is, what does it do? What does it do? So if you ask the question, what do these two paragraphs say? Then quick answer is, paragraph 1 says, a lot of people are interacting today from one culture to another culture. Paragraph 2 says that this essay will describe the difficulties these people face when they come from one culture to another culture. What does the paragraph say? I answered. Second, what does the paragraph do? That's more important. And as students, I've seen that you, if you're intelligent, though I'm sorry to say that in many cases, you people cannot figure out both questions. You do not know what the paragraph says. You do not know what the paragraph does. But some of you, I can see that know what the paragraph says. But almost nobody understands what the paragraph does. The second question is function, purpose of the writing. Now here the second, ask question, what do these two paragraphs do? Then one answer is, they present the background to the essay. They present the background to the essay. They introduce the topic or issue. They introduce the issue. For example, this essay is about the difficulties that people of strangers feel when they have to adopt new culture, because the title of the essay is adapting to a new culture. So you can say the function is, it describes the difficulties strangers feel while adopting to a new culture. Or it introduces the issue. What is the issue? The issue is this one. The first two paragraphs introduce the issue. Now in your note copy, write P1, 2 and then write introduction. Introduction. Write P1 and 2 means para 1 and 2. And then write the function, introduction. Now you know, there are the first two paragraphs present background or introduction, right? Introduction slash background. Introduction slash background. Now, if you are aware, in all essays you have seen, research essays we are reading, there is one consistent style, the way of writing. For example, you see here, this heading is all capital. This heading is all capital, right? So when you see all capital heading, there's a major signpost. Major signpost. What is a signpost? When you go for trekking around high mountains, then you walk for 3-4 hours, and there is a bifurcated path. One path goes this way and this way. You don't know which way to follow. There is a signpost. Dolpa, an arrow. Mugu, another arrow. I haven't been there, I don't know. Signpost. A signpost tells where you are and where you want to go, right? So in writing also, we have such signposts. And if there is a heading with capital letter, that is a major point to note. Now, though I have numbered A, but your choice, you can write A for first point you wrote, introduction background, A, introduction background. If you write A for introduction, then give B for this, right? Then write B and copy this heading. Copy in all cap. Copy in all cap, and in a new line. Just below A. If this is A for you, this should be B for you. B. Copy it. So this is a major idea that will be further elaborated. If you listen to me carefully and pay attention, you will understand how writing is done. I said this major idea. Stress, adaptation and growth. There are 3 words in this heading. How many words? 3. Stress, adaptation and growth. So there are 3 ideas. How many ideas? 3. Now go down. This is paragraph number 3. Write number 3 here in your note copy where you wrote this heading. Write P or para 3, 2 and we'll count now. 3, 4, 5. Let me move down before I find second capital all caps heading. Okay. Here I have a second all capital heading. The role of communication. Do not note down. Wait a minute. So this is paragraph 8, right? So earlier we saw paragraph 3 to 7, right? Paragraph 3 to 7. In front of that heading, write paragraph 3 to 7. Paragraph 3 to 7. So these three ideas, stress, adaptation and growth, they are developed from paragraph 3 to 7, right? Now let me see if there is any subheading. 3, there is no heading. 4, there is no heading. 5, no heading. 6, no heading. 7, no heading. After 7 and before 8, 7, we have a figure. Right there, just below that heading, right, figure 3. Figure 3. In 1 minute, draw this picture. Draw this figure. Just below that point. Draw this figure. Quickly, let me see how clever you are at drawing figures. Quickly. Draw the figure. Copy the title of the figure, stress adaptation growth dynamic of adaptive transformation. Copy this heading. Copy this heading. Quickly. Done? Do not try to be perfect. Copy quickly. Okay. You numbered the first heading as B, right? You numbered introduction as A. First heading as B. Now in mine it is B, so make it C. Now copy this. Number it, label it C and copy in all capital. Please copy in all capital. Copy in all capital. Did you copy? Did you copy? Now below just write paragraph dash 2 dash, will count. So this is para 8. Let's check the second all capital heading. Para 8 to 19. Para 8 to 20, 19. Para 8 to 19. Okay, right, para 8 to 19. Second heading, para 8 to 19. But did you observe one important thing? A difference from the first heading is that, let me show you. This second heading has been developed with some subheadings. And this is the style. The major signposts or headings are in all cap. The developments are in lowercase. See the difference? Have you seen? Even the font size may be different. This seems to be 14, 16, this seems to be 12. Size of font is different to indicate. And what is the point? This idea is a development of this idea. Please listen again. This idea is born from the womb of this idea. This is the mother idea. And this is the child idea. Now, if you number this C, if you have numbered this C, I guess, right? Para 8 to 19, right? Now, Because look, how do you indicate your reader that this is the child idea and this is the mother idea? In your tree, when you make tree diagram, what do? You write here C number and then leave half-inch margin and write here C.1. And C point means first idea under C. So C.1 will be personal communication. Write it. C.1 personal communication. Note it. C.1 personal communication. For some days I have an imagination and I want to give you a challenge, if anybody can take my challenge. The challenge is a very crazy idea, like in the story Dawn. My crazy idea is, we print a flex. You know flex? You know flex? Flex? They print when they advertise big papers. Flex, like your college has flex outside. We print a flex as big as this wall. Complete wall. Let's say 9 feet tall height, and let's say 15 feet length. And then we print this big flex. I'm giving a crazy idea and to see who can take up. And then we make a diagram outline of the whole chapter, this essay. And we put in this big screen. And then we hang it here and the whole class can see the whole essay at one glimpse. Like we have the major headings, subheadings, and we also develop paragraph points. These 47 points we brought, these points. We print these points over there. And then you have the whole essay at one glance. That will be so effective because you will see the whole argument at one glance. Now let me see if any group can take this challenge and say, we'll collect money, sir, and we'll donate money each other, and we're going to this printing press somewhere, and we'll do it. Let me see if there is somebody in this class courageous enough to take up my challenge. Okay, maybe I'll do it before you do that. I don't know. Okay, come here. So C1 is personal communication, right? All successful people in this world are crazy people. Read their biographies. Okay, next. C2. Now where you wrote C1, vertically understand that if you wrote C1 here, C2 also will go right below that, to show that they are equivalent ideas and both of them are children of the mother idea. Mother idea, children. I got a new metaphor. Mother idea versus children idea. So what is the mother idea in C number? What is the mother idea in number C? The role of communication. And what are the two children? Personal communication and social communication. Now, if you get into the paragraphs, you will see lots of grandchildren there. Mother, son, grandson. But we won't note grandchildren right now. We'll note only 2 generations. Now we have uncle or maternal uncle, third uncle. We have 3 grandparents, right? We have 3 grandparents, or maybe parents, then siblings. Okay, this will be D for you because I didn't note the first D. So where you wrote C, just below that write D in the same line. The role of environment. Now just as you wrote C1, now you see this all cap, now this should go below this, D1. Wait a minute, before I write D1, count the paragraphs for D, from 20 to 20 20 to 29, 29, 20 to 29, 20 to 29. This is 20 to 29, 20 to 29. Done? Now, under this heading, there are a lot of subheadings. So, this is D, so write D.1. What is D.1? Is that D.1, first heading. Yes, host receptivity. D.1, host receptivity. Look at me. In such essays we are reading, there are lots of conceptual words. Words which present concept. What is a concept? Concept. Something that you keep in mind. Concept is, okay, I'll ask a very funny question to Fiona. What is your concept of an ideal husband? Answer me.
No
No?
marriage. Marriage.
No?
Marriage.
No marriage. Imagine there is marriage. Imagine. Now answer my question. What is your concept of an ideal husband?
Loyal. Loyal. Loyal.
Loyal. Okay. Okay. Got it. So concept is an idea that you have in your mind. What is concept? An idea that you have in mind. If you say something is conceptual, it is mental. Concepts are mental. When I said, who is an ideal husband? In her mind, she had the word, he should be loyal. In her mind, concepts are always mental. If you write, they are no more conceptual. They are concrete. Concept means mental. Okay. Did you note down this thing? Now, what I'm trying to say you, when you note host receptivity, read the paragraphs and make sure you understand what is the idea of host receptivity. Suppose you are all Nevari people, this Nevari village. It's a Nevari village. And here is the door or gate of the village. Right? You have a gate. And I, a Brahmin from the hill area, I entered the village for the first time, Kokana, a very traditional conservative Nevari village. Now I am the guest. You are the host. What is host receptivity? You agreeing with my behavior or disagreeing with my behavior. Because I am a non-Nevar Brahmin coming from the hills. My dress, my language, my eating habit, my all habits, my behavior. So if you do not like my behavior, then you as host are not receptive to the stranger. And the stranger will have a difficult time now. But if you are liberal, open, and you accept my behavior, then the host is liberal and the stranger who came in this village will have an easy time. That's the concept of host. Why? How do I know? Because I spent last night reading the paragraphs. I know because I read. Not because I Googled. I read. Literally read. 3 hours before going to bed. 3 hours in the morning. Up to 11:30 last night. From 3 to 6 this morning. Then I know the ideas. There is no vikalpa for hard work. There is no vikalpa for hard work. Move ahead. There is a second heading. Note down the D2. Note down second heading. Host conformity pressure. Note down. Do you put on a hijab? No. You are not a Muslim girl. Why would you put on a hijab? But imagine You are traveling in Saudi Arabia. You will put on a hijab, though you are a Hindu. Because the Saudi law requires that a girl inside Saudi boundary should put on a hijab. Right? And when Muslim girls in French universities put on hijab, that becomes a matter of quarrel. Because French people say, no, you shouldn't show a religious sign outside. So this becomes a matter of tension. I was talking about host conformity pressure. When you go to Saudi, the Saudi culture has a pressure on you to dress like them, behave like them. Host, you must conform to their style. You must conform to, you are a French girl, you are a very fashionable girl, you love wearing short shorts, fine, take it easy. And you come to a typical conservative Newari family in Kathmandu. And you walk around in these short shorts. And then the family teaches, daughter, don't do this, this is Nepal. Don't reveal the body. Cover the body. Culture. Because here we cover up to ankles, right? Though we are changing, we cover up to ankles, right? I was brought up in India, and I remember how they taught the girls. I remember. Girls would cover the whole body except the face. And I remember they will always put a dupatta on the chest. You won't see their breast. Never. They will put on. That's not the case here in Nepal. Cultural difference. Cultural difference. You Google and YouTube, see the YouTube videos, Indian culture. Even today they have this tradition. So host conformity pressure. Jaisa desh, vaisa base. If you go to any desh, you must follow their base. Right? Host. Now second is D2. Now this one, D3, note down. D3. And every time you note a heading, in the bracket, please also count the para and write para 2, 2. Please note down. For example, host conformity pressure, para 23 to 25. 23 to 25. Also note the paragraph numbers. Ethnic group strength. I was in a school teacher at Kantipat, and that school was in a location where they have a lot of Maharjan population. Maharjan. And students in that school were 99% Maharjan students, and teachers were 99% Newar teachers. And you know what will happen? In the break time, we were in the staff room, and we were 10 teachers, 5 Pahari teachers, 5 Madhesi teachers, and 20 or 25 Newari teachers. And these 25 Newari teachers in the staff room, they'll speak Newari. And we'll be so puzzled because we didn't understand what they were saying. And we will say, Kina Newari bolnu bhayeko, hamle gali garnu bhayeko? They will be angry. And they will say, I mean Newar hunta, Newari bolni hunta. Hamaro bhasha hunta. That does not happen here at LSEM. Because in our staff room, typical Newari staff and teachers are in minority. Non-Newars are in majority. Sometimes there is one teacher, sometimes, I won't name him, when he speaks to another Newar, he prefers using Newari language. And I object. Sir, what did you mean? Can you explain that? Even in his Facebook post, I see he comments in Newari language. And I write a post. And he writes, he explains. When you are in majority in a foreign culture, when you are in a majority in foreign culture, you are so strong, you will continue your habits. For example, I'll use a very funny example. Take it easy, Yusuf. So for example, Yusuf is only one Muslim in this class, right? Imagine there were 20 Muslims in this class, imagine, and 10 non-Muslims. Then I imagine, then Yusuf and people like Yusuf might come with a white cap, typical Muslim cap, right? What do you call that cap? Is there any word for that typical Muslim cap? Muslim people wear? Is there a name?
It's like we only wear it during praying namaz, like.
That's why I say on Friday. I see on Friday.
People to wear it every time.
Got it now. I learned a new thing. That you put on that cap only when you are going for namaz. I mean, if Yusuf was in majority in this class, he might prefer to display his religious attire. He might feel I'm strong to follow my religious attire. So point is, when foreigners are in small number, then they are forced to follow the host culture. But when they are in majority or when they are in bigger number, they follow their own culture, right? Okay, did you write it? Did you note down? Note the paragraph numbers. Count the paragraphs and note them. Okay, now we come to E, number E. Note down E. Note down E. What is disposition? Disposition is personality. Predisposition, the personality characteristics you are born with. So predisposition is your subjective nature, your nature. Okay, number D. D or E? E. Now write paragraph number 32. 32. 32. 32, 41. 32, 41. 32, 41. Now under this heading, the role of predisposition, number E, you will have more headings here. You have some more subheadings. For example, E.1, write preparedness. Write E.1, preparedness. E.2, ethnicity. E.2, ethnicity. E.3, personality. Personality. Okay, now we have last F. Write F. F. Summary and integration. So A, B, C, D, E, F. There are 6 major sections of this essay, right? From introduction, 6. F. Now, are there subheadings under F? Let's check. No subheadings. You can name the F also as add there one heading, conclusion. Conclusion. Every research paper has a conclusion section. Okay, now in 2 minutes, silently, mentally read your outline. Mentally read your outline from beginning to end. See what headings you have, what subheadings you have. I have a simple challenge and see if anybody can do. Not a crazy, so crazy. If you go to Pulchok engineering campus, at the gate of engineering campus, there are 2 or 3 stationery shops. Why they are special? Because they sell chart papers which are as big as this whiteboard, bigger than this. They sell papers not in white color, they are in brown color, used by engineers to draw maps. Sometimes I go there and I buy those papers and bring home and prepare lessons like that. I used to do here years back. So I want to see if anybody can take up this challenge. Go to Pulchok, there is a shop, buy a big size paper and copy down this outline and add paragraph main ideas with 1 or 2 words. I can't do this challenge today because I am busy with my uncle's work today and tomorrow. And but I promise that next Sunday or next Sunday I will show you this assignment. And let me see if anybody from you can show me that assignment. What we are doing? We are going to buy a big paper. We are going to copy this outline on the paper. And plus, more important, we are going to add these main ideas, not this long, in 1-2 word as a quick reference, so that we at one glance can see the whole idea. For example, I write here paragraph 29, a stronger ethnic group has 3 effects. Now in that paper, I won't write in detail, I'll just write in short way so that I can accommodate space, right? So let me see if anybody can do that. I know the ideas because I spend time reading and writing. So when you read, when you note down, you learn. You learn. Auncha yo, it auncha. It auncha. When you read slowly, when you think over the page, when you ponder, it auncha. You say sometimes, sir, jati pade pani aundaina, right? Many of you say, sir, bujhdaina. So, it auncha when you spend time reading. There's one essay you read last year by David Rothenberg about how students misuse internet to write research paper. What was the name of that essay last year? Long title about students misusing internet and copying and pasting. In that essay, paragraph 12, Rothenberg says, how should we teach? He says, spend time with idea. What does spending time with idea means? Pondering upon an idea and thinking about it. And when you use artificial tools, AI, you never think. If I had made these points through AI, I won't be able to explain. So please do not use Canva. Do not use AI. Any tool to make your reading simple. Do it manually. Thank you. Thank you.